Jasmine Crockett is 100% correct. Oh my goodness. Bruh, when I mean that these racist Republicans have no shame, I mean they have no shame whatsoever. Because in order for you to bring a bill forward such as this, and mind you, this bill, Dismantle DEI Act. Now, and we are talking about Trump, who nominated Matt Gaetz for AG, who nominated, as far as a talk show host, for Secretary of Defense. We're talking about picks of Dr. Oz for I can't even get through. He just got, as far as what's her name, McMahon from WWE. Bruh, the audacity, the temerity, the huevos you have to have in order to bring this act forward, talking about DEI, is out of this world, bro. These people are so detached from earth, from actual reality, I don't even know what to tell you. And Jasmine Crockett was not having it. And good for her. These mofos are talking about, hey, how white men are being oppressed. They talking about how white men are being oppressed in Congress. In Congress, mind you. Can you imagine how unhinged you have to be a white man in Congress talking about how you're oppressed? The jokes write themselves, bro. The jokes write themselves. So she gives them an ear lashing, talking about you don't know what oppression means.
But you consistently said over and over the word oppression, and every time that you said it, it was almost as if I was hearing nails on a chalkboard, because it seems like you don't understand the definition of oppression, and I'd ask you to just refer to Google to help you out. Oppression is the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. That is the definition of oppression.
Secondly, we are not immigrants, right? Black Americans here in this country, we are not immigrants, okay? Y'all weren't the ones that are being taken from your homes. Y'all weren't the ones that were having your women and your children being assaulted like that. Y'all aren't the ones, we were. So what are you talking about oppression?
Let me tell you, the reason that my colleagues wanted to make sure you understood the same Black history that your side of the aisle wants to delete out of classrooms is because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. Yes.
Then she talks about, hey, she is number 55. Can you imagine knowing what number you are in Congress? Like, I'm the 55th Black woman to be sitting in Congress.
So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed. White men represent 30% of the population, but 62% of office holders. I can't even tell you how many white men have served in this chamber, but I can tell you that I am only the 55th Black woman to be elected to Congress. And so when you want to talk about history and pretend as if it was so long ago, it wasn't.
Congregation, I said, can I get an amen?
So I want people to really genuinely understand this. This really stems from Lyndon Johnson, okay? How he was talking about, and I brought up this quote before, how he's talking about if you can make a white man feel superior to a black man, that you can get in his pockets. And that's exactly what the Republican Party, that's how it exists. That's what it does every election season. That's how it gets these people to give them their money to a billionaire. Why would you give your money to a billionaire? If they're a billionaire, they can fight their own battles. But that's what they do. So if you combine this insecurity of you being a man existing on planet Earth, of feeling that everyone hates you, right? The media is causing people to hate white men. The media is causing people to hate white people. You look all around the world, they're trying to propagandize people to hate white people. If you combine that, all right, and put a nice little bow on it, you have the Republican Party's core base.
Damn.
And what they fail to understand, what these people fail to understand, is that the true hustle is not black people. The true enemy are not black people, okay? If you want to talk about as far as, black supremacy, because that's what they always want to do. They always want to flip the script. Well, white supremacy, well, then there's black supremacy. Well, black lives matter, then the white lives matter. Or, all lives matter. They always try to do that. It's really perverse what they try to do. But you have to think about it. If you believe there's black supremacy, right? I want you to think about the harm that black supremacy has done to white people as a collective, as a whole, as a group. You name me something that you have just like, you know what? That's the cause of black supremacy. That's why I didn't get the job. It hasn't happened, bro. It hasn't happened. You can miss me with this nonsense. What they have managed to do in this country since the beginning, since the jump, is attempt to scapegoat black people for the sins of other white men.
He's out of line, but he's right.
It's not a black person who caused you to lose your job. It's not a black person who raised the price of eggs. It's not a black person who raised the price of gas. It's not a black person in the history of this country that has ever caused a recession or a depression. Never. But what do you constantly want to blame? Or the black on black crime, or Chicago. Listen, you don't live in Chicago. What do you care about black people harming other black people? Give me a break. When it comes to DEI and all of this, what it is just rooted in racism. What this is a way to weaponize black people's history to make them feel less than. That's it. Because they know the history that we have. So what do they try and do? They try and say, well, you're probably an affirmative action hire. All they're trying to do is make you feel less than them in order to make them feel better about their inferior selves. That's according to their own behavior. I'm not calling them inferior. That's what their behavior is calling them. It's the same thing they do when it comes to DEI. I don't want to get on a plane if there's a black pilot. I don't know if there's qualified. Can you imagine saying that in the history of this country? Saying that if the black person is qualified. The nepotism that we've seen in this country. Heck, even when it comes to affirmative action they try to attack. What happened when it came to legacy admissions? Not a peep. Not a damn peep. If you don't miss me with this nonsense, miss me all with this nonsense, Jasmine Crockett is 110% correct, 200, a billion percent correct, okay? You can miss me with this victimhood narrative. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to hypocrisy. What do white Republicans constantly tell black people? Oh, it's the Democrat Party. They founded the KKK. They just want you to be victims. They want you to be poor. That's why. In the meantime, between time, what has happened to the white Republican Party? Nothing but victims. That's all they've become. They crying about everything. Oh, this is woke and this is woke. They just complaining about everything. Oh, I want this to happen. I want this. They just whining, complaining, just being little babies, right? Even with the last election. Oh, they stole the election. They stole the election. Whining. All they have done is managed to make white people victims in the Republican Party. That's what they've done. Everything that they try to lambaste black people for being. Oh, stop being a victim, be a victor, okay? Stop complaining. Why don't you go and start a business? In the meantime, between time, they got little Johnny making it seem as he is somehow disadvantaged being a white man in this country. Man, there is some evil, bro. These people are evil. They are demonic, okay? As the scripture says, they come here to kill, steal, and destroy, and I think they've done all three thus far. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Whether or not you believe, Lucas, this is just divisive, okay? This is racial divisiveness. That's what it is. We got to come together. That's what we've got to come, all right? We just want people to be employed on their merits. Or if you don't believe, the only time merits are brought up is when it's a black person. That's the only time you bring up merits. That's the only time. You didn't bring up merits for any of Trump's nominations. You didn't bring up merits for half of the people that are in these colleges. You haven't brought up merits in the history of this country. When it came to voting, when it came to law enforcement, when it comes to anything. The only time merits come up is when a black person wants to get involved. That's it. And the faster we accept this, the faster we can heal, bro. The faster you can acknowledge that, hey, the country is broken, that it's in pain right now, the faster we can heal and give an antidote. But y'all don't want that, it seems. But white people want to harm other white people. I love how that's never been framed as such with what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I find that absolutely interesting. Okay. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday. You can call in. We can duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
There has been no oppression for the white man in this country.